I'm hoping you're having a fantastic day, and welcome back to I Wani Hug That Gator. I really want to hug that gator. We aren't even close to hugging that gator. We're not even close. We're closer to the snoot in the other game. But we're going to basically be doing that, trying to get the best endings, because I want to feel that feels good of, what does it feel like to get the best ending? What does it feel like to make the gator girl and snoot girl really happy? Don't know. We'll have to find out. But gator-wise, I mean, eventually there'll be a shark girl visual novel. We got the Hatoful boyfriend. So we have pigeons and one, birds. We have a gator. We have Snoot, aka dinosaurs. We have Fear and Hunger visual novel. A lot of furries, a lot of gay furry visual novels. We don't have shark girls, I think. There's so many visual novels I could be just completely wrong. But either way, I'm getting distracted. We're going on... Actually, it's like our first day of school, I guess. Look, continue where we left off, and also you should check out my Discord server in the pinned comment down below. If you haven't checked my Discord server already, friendly community, furry, non-furry, doesn't matter. As long as everyone's friendly, you're an individual looking for enlightenment or sucking Sergal wisdom, then my server is good and open and free, and I'm active in my server, so if you ever have important and serious or casual questions, I'm always there to answer them, and I like interesting questions. I don't usually like stupid questions, as an FYI, but let's get into it. Did a Batman poster on the... Maybe. I've always had a decent internal clock, but it's a new record for me to get accustomed to a new sleeping schedule in just one day. Especially with this fully grown lump on my scalp. Oh yeah, dodgeball. And the soldier Yeti man. That's the gym teacher. I move an arm from my sheets and feel my head. Yeah, that's bruised real good. Could be worse though. Alright, time to get up. I slump out of bed and yawn, stretching my arms and cracking my spine a bit. My new room is pretty nice. Quite spacious, even with all of the still sealed boxes. I brush my hand over one of them, the one with my other clothes. I'll get around to opening them at some point. Right now, though, it's time for breakfast. I shuffle downstairs into the heart of the house. The morning sunbeams shining through the window draw my eyes to look out to the new neighborhood. The driveway is empty. It looks like my parents are already gone for the day. No surprise there, really. It's all they ever focus on. A shiver runs up my spine as my feet step on the icy tiles of the kitchen. My eyes are drawn to some taped-up boxes that are still scattered about on the counters. There's a familiar sticky note on the fridge, and I don't even have to read it to know what it says. At this point, Mom's just wasting paper. The least she could do is reuse the same note and make small addendums to it. True. I snag a plate from the nearest drawer and open up the freezer. No fresh produce to be seen, but there's still the mostly full boxes of breakfast burritos. Yeah, I've been trying to appreciate ethnic cultures more, with a smile on his face. Plate loaded with a couple of the minuscule flour-wrapped meals, I set the microwave and wait for the burritos to hopefully not explode or burn inside. Now, you're going to have a frozen chunk right in the middle of the burrito that's completely ice cold, and then everything else around the ice cold rock inside the burrito is going to be boiling hot. While I wait, I check my phone. I scan over my news feed and check out some of the people I'm subscribed to, hoping there's something to watch during my meal. Unfortunately, nobody posts videos or streams this early in the morning. Guess I'll just watch a suggested video. I prop my phone up and click on something random. This feels like it's like speaking straight to the Zoomer audience, rather than people like me. I prop my phone up and click on something random. Like the concept of, oh, I'm eating a meal? But what YouTube video or music or podcast should I listen to while I'm eating my meal? That's not a millennial native thought. Millennial integrated into tech kind of thought, yeah, but when you think about demographics, I'm going to accuse/blame and say this is a Zoomer alpha kind of mindset, I would argue. But, millennials can be just as guilty. But natively versus, it's like millennials, like me, we grew up without internet in many cases. And a lot of millennials might go to bed looking at their phone, like Zoomers do. But, eating a meal on a phone, it's like a lot of millennials probably would have at least a nice split preference of, hey, you're eating a dinner, put your fucking phone away, versus, whatever, do what you want, and maybe someone will take a picture of their food to post on fucking Instagram or some shit. I don't know, man, whatever. Anyways, I'm getting a little too distracted. At the ding of the microwave, I retrieve my breakfast, carrying it carefully so I don't burn my hands on the bottom of the plate. I give the first burrito a test bite, and the inside is still cool. What did I say? I don't want to stick it back in, though. Though the tortilla would just become a brick then. I shrug it off, continue chewing, and watch my phone. Oh god, top of the morning, folks. By the time the video ends, I've finished the last of the half-thawed burritos. Pocketing my phone, I slip the plate into the sink and head out for the day. I wonder if the developers like Jacksepticeye. This time, I'm at least getting through the day. Today, survival. Tomorrow, thrival. I'll work on it. On the metro again, I take a little more time to check out my surroundings. The sun shines through the windows across from my normal seat. There's this one chick that was there yesterday, probably on her way to work. It's probably a set routine for her at some point. Or at this point. She always does a bit makeup first and then checks her phone the rest of the way. When the sun shines through the window, it highlights her hair in a really neat way. Like a movie poster, almost. Hey, get out of my fucking way! I take a picture, but it might be a little too awkward for me. Also, everything's disappeared. Why is it so dark? Ahem. How's St. Hammond treating you so far, Mr. Neco? Oh yeah, it's like... You're supposed to be, as someone mentioned, half the name for incognito. Instead of it being anon for anonymous. A voice so deep I feel it reverberate in my bones. It calls from above. Is it Shark? Ah, it's a politician man. I don't know what animal it is. I'm taken aback at his authoritative stature. His head is nearly grazing the top of the passenger car. How do you even get in here? Oh, it's been great so far, Mr. Ferris. He offers out his hand for a handshake, though his palm alone smothers my entire hand. How do you know my name? You're clearly going to school. The nearest one is St. Hammond, and I'm already aware of a new human student, if you don't mind my profiling. Whoa, you got all that just from looking at me. I'm partially joking. Your full name is printed on your backpack. You know that's dangerous, right? Oops. Yep, that's me, all right. But please, I know it's only been a few days since the year started, but I'd like to hear your opinion so far. Is this a questionnaire or something? Not exactly, but it is of some importance to an assignment of mine. What does that mean? Oh, what am I being secretive for? I'm here to audit your school, see the teachers, know the students, make sure it's a proper place of learning. I wish it were something worth being secretive about. More often than not, it's just paperwork and office politics. Oh, alright then. My thoughts on the school so far. I consider telling him about a teacher nailing me with a dodgeball to make a point. Nah, I'm over it. Well, the classes that I have are great, and the teachers I have are dynamic. Are a dynamic bunch. He thumbs the inside of his coat pockets for his pen, but decides he doesn't need it yet. I see. Any favorites? I mean, I don't like to have favorites, but all the staff seem pretty lively. Ferris lets out a heavy, rumbling chuckle. That's certainly good to hear. And what of your fellow students? Made any friends? It's been a bit of a struggle, but it's always been that way for me since my folks move around a lot. I think I'm doing pretty good this time around. And why do you think that is? I think it's the jacket. The jacket. I give my lapel a quick tug for extra style points. The Coastline Cotton Nylon Bomber number 32. Part of the latest catalog by A&F. I see. Does he need to lean so close to inspect it? If the carriage rocks in any way, he'd probably turn me into a piece of modern art against the window. I want to make a questionable joke, but I'll save it. I'm sorry. That's really what the youth are into these days. Hey, the results speak for themselves. Whatever he's thinking about, it's got nothing to do with his work. I think I have a pretty good idea on what it could be, though. Mr. Ferris? You got no You got no swag? He just looks at me, huh? Well, I guess that probably answers it. I admit to being a little gray. I'm aware I'm not exactly with it anymore. Well, even the older generation can dress to impress. You just have to see what people today like to wear. I'm certainly willing to listen to the youth of today, yes. Oh, don't talk. It's like, even you can be it. Just don't do the whole... what's the name? It's like the... How do you do, fellow kids? I don't know, you gotta know your age and be able to know your part, you know? But, yeah. It is somewhat important to my job to know how the student body thinks. And my niece often suggests dressing more relaxed, whatever that means. Go to within your pajamas, cargos, especially cargos. Jeans are semi-professional and casual, but cargos are extra casual. And then pajamas are extra casual. Sweatpants are extra casual. Otherwise known as the give up on life pants. The lessons of life. Does she ever see you in casual clothes? I'm wearing them now. That looks like a business suit and that looks pretty formal, but I can save him. I can save him. I can save her. Let me solo him. The rest of the trip was quick, but we continue with small talk about trends. When we arrive at my stop, he attempts to give me his business card. For someone whose mere presence could stop a fight, he seems like a genuinely nice fellow. I look forward to talking to him again. Back to gym class. Oh god, those burritos are a mistake. My stomach is roiling. Not rolling? After the warm-ups. Oh god. Alright, Megat! I guess I gotta put up the voice maybe again. The background music just has to get all rock and fucking metal over here. Alright, Megas, today we'll be working on your cardiovascular system. By that I mean a good old-fashioned mile run. I want everyone out on the track field yesterday. I noticed Damien's mouth open soon as Coach Sully yells the words. And no, Damien, that doesn't mean I want you to time travel. Unless, of course, you mean running so fast that you hit 88 miles per hour. And just as quickly, Damien shuts his mouth again and shoots Sully a thumbs up. Sully's only reply is to let out a snort. Double time it now, cupcakes. There's no hesitation for me this time. I follow the rest of the class and do the run Sully wanted. As expected, I rapidly fell behind the pack. Why does it look like my character has like A-cup moobs under that shirt, but the Damien doesn't? Hey, Inco, nice of you to drop by. How are you doing? Damien, what are you doing back here? Keeping my new buddy company, of course. What are you doing? Trying not to vomit. The burritos are making you want to vomit and not fart? Oh, you're doing great then. Thanks, I guess. Shouldn't you be at the very front of the pack, though? Next to Mia? Nah, man, not her. Mia. You know, the one who knocked you out yesterday. A brief flashback reminds me of the red Parasaurus. Her. I didn't even get to look at her because she was grayed out. She was definitely grayed out. So they know what she looks like, but I don't right now. By the way, glad to see you're doing way better today. You're even up and running. Yeah, glad I didn't wind up with permanent brain damage. Hey, question. Was what happened yesterday normal around here? Well, Mia's a wild one, that's for sure. Best not to mess with her unless you're into those kinds of chicks, in which case, be my guest. As for Sully, yeah, he's always like that. You'll get used to it, though. He ain't that bad of a guy once he warms up to you. If you say so. Hey, don't worry, man. You're gonna fit right into no time. You're gonna fit right in no time flat. In fact, you should sit with us at lunch. That way we can give you the proper welcome and stuff. Lunch? We? I mean... Inco, Damien, don't fall behind! Sully's voice snaps me from my mini stupor, makes me realize just how far behind Damien and I had fallen behind the rest of the class. Whoops, better catch up with the others before Sully brings out the punitive measure. Excuse me, the what? You don't want to find out, brother, trust me. What? Come on, dude, let's jet. Before I can say another word, Damien gets behind me and starts pushing me forward, forcing my legs to move faster than they ever should have. I have struggled to not trip over myself, but somehow I managed to keep up the pace that Damien was forcing my whole body to maintain. Well, 5 minutes and 3 more laps later, I fall flat on my ass, my heart beating so fast and lungs burning so fiercely that every breath feels like sandpaper scraping against my throat. Regardless of that, though, I finished the jog, the first small step towards conquering my physical weakness. Good job, maggots! Keep this up and you'll be soldiers yet. Sully turns to me with a slight grin, shoots me a thumbs up. Alright, that's all for today. Hit the lockers, cupcakes! Sun Tzu did not say that. Damien helps me back up, and I join the rest of the male students as we head back to the locker room. We talk a bit more about our interests and other school matters on the way. Damien filling me in a bit. I misread that as Damien filling me in. A bit on St. Hammond's history during the 3 years he'd been in attendance. By a bit of luck, our lockers aren't that far apart from one another, but our conversation isn't a real possibility considering all the other ones going on in the relatively cramped locker rooms. There really isn't that much more time to chat before the bell rings for our next class switch. Oh, regular attire, Damien. I'm sure a lot of people would say smash. I wave goodbye to Damien and start looking for my next class. Don't forget lunch with the buds. I nod in reply as I turn around and head down the hall towards my next class. Making my way down the hall, I take notice of the surroundings. Though everything about the school seems pretty normal, there are some key modifications made to better suit the majority of the student body. Mainly water fountains that settle a good 10 or more feet above me. Overall, nothing crazy special. This next class I'm sort of looking forward to. AP Art Design. The class looks like it's in a studio classroom on the second floor. Part of the school here is built to be both inside and outside with open ceilings and walls here and there. I can visualize it. But it's still like... It's not winter anymore, but it's so cold outside now. Especially at night where it can still go below freezing in Canada. I'd really want spring temperatures to come back really goddamn quickly because I'm missing, bright, sunny, warm environments already. I want the cold to go away now. I'm sure a lot of people are with me on that. Since it's also the art wing, the displayed pictures are coated in hydrophobic layers and framed. Although since it's the start of the year, the halls are freshly cleared, waiting to be filled in as the semesters pass. Of course, there's no shortage of drains. This hall in particular is displayed prominently in the school's advertising material, and for good reason. The carefully and expertly built dynamic between the surrounding nature, the school, and even the building materials themselves is nothing less than mystical. I can already feel the creative juices flowing. Soon enough, I'm standing just outside the door to my next class. Much like the school wall outside, it's decorated in various colors and patterns, each corner painted and tagged by different students. I barely step foot inside before the bell rings. Oh. Since I was the last one in, all but one of the other seats were taken. It's pretty close to the front. While many of the students look well prepared, some are clearly ready to fall asleep within the next few minutes. And if I ever got into classrooms in school, I'd always want to come early just so I can take a seat that's where I want to be. And it'd be like... I'd want something that's like... in the center, but in the middle. Like, think of it like a movie theater positioning, but I'd want to be near the back so I'm not near anyone's focal point, but not far enough away that I can't see what's written on the board, because my glasses are normally fine and work, but you know, they'll degrade their quality and I'll get paranoid about not being able to read everything without having to squint. So I'm always about being centered, but being close enough that I can read. But I would hate myself if I was like positioned at the very front, or like, you know, at the very front but in the far left and far right corner, so you'd have to always tilt your head left or right to read the board. And anyone who's been in a movie theater and been very far right or very far left will know what I mean about getting fucking neck cramps by having to tilt your neck for hours at a time. No fucking thank you. But anyways, and then there's the teacher. He's standing up by the board. Also, I don't know what he's supposed to be a reference of, but unless I'm wrong, the only character that comes to mind is a side antagonist from Hellsing. If anyone's watched Hellsing, there's like a guy that was challenging Alucard who had a similar getup, and if those that have watched Hellsing, you'll know what I'm talking about. I am not sure if it's accurate. Probably not, but the red eyes made me think vampire? Hellsing? I can't remember his name. I'm gonna have to look it up. Hang on. I'm pretty sure I could get the guy's name, then people could look it up. Was it Hellsing? Blonde-haired guy. Luke Valentine. Okay, yeah, okay. Look up Luke Valentine Hellsing, and you'll know exactly what the fuck I mean. Maybe it is. He's got the coat and a gray inside and a red tie, but in Hellsing he's got a beigeish white or pearl jacket and a pearl inside, so the clothing's different, but very similar. And very similar hairstyle. Although I think the character in the anime has blonder hair than this guy. But anyways. There's so many potential references it could be, but it's probably not that. He's standing up by the board, waiting for me to finish, looking around and take a seat. Since he isn't urging me to look for a seat, he must be used to new students taking it all in. I'll have to see what his name is to see if it helps with the reference to. That must be the art teacher. Somehow he looks young and old at the same time. Well, don't want to hold up class for too long. Try not to take the teacher's hospitality for granted. I take the seat closest to me in the front row. Even with me sitting down, the art teacher still continues to idle, instead staring at the seated students with a hazy stare. Nobody else seems to be paying attention to him, save for a few people here and there. A few students are whispering something behind me. Where was he yesterday? Hey, I'm not complaining about less work. Yeah, but on the first day. Huh, so in a way, it's the teacher's first day as well. So I didn't miss anything in this class. That's pretty cool, actually. Wham! The teacher slams the front of the desk with both fists, the sound echoing through the rooms. It's the signal for all auxiliary conversations to cease, and the class obeys. Despite the sudden furniture abuse, the teacher doesn't look agitated. Rather, he's got a massive grin on his face. The phrase, winning smile, comes to mind. Alright then. Very theatrical. Wings extended and all. Not Luke Valentine acting. What's his name too? It's just teacher right now. The pale pterodactyl holds what looks like a metallic tray on a stick. Good morning, class. Thank you, Raptor Jesus, for forcing me to wear prescription shades. My classmates are all wincing in pain and wiping at their eyes. And welcome to AP Art Design. He holds up the stick haphazardly. This is a flash pan. Saw it at an antique store yesterday. Thought it'd be a good introduction. It's not important, worthless actually. The class winces as the stick is chucked into the garbage bin. You're saying the feather was a flash pen? Of a flashbang? Why? The class winces as the stick is chucked into the garbage bin and shattered. Excuse my absence yesterday. I had matters to take care of elsewhere. My name is Dr. Yadikin. Yadikin? Yadikin. I don't get the reference. If anyone's willing to tell me what the reference is, without cheating and looking up a wikia, if you just know off by heart, please let me know. If you're cheating based on looking up a an iceberg video or a guide or a wiki, then I don't care about your cheating. But I'm curious if anyone knows the reference organically. If it's not like Phoenix Wright or something. Within the blink of an eye, the teacher has replaced the sun on a stick with a fancy marker. It's still a fucking feather pen! And managed to scrawl his name across the board in the finest show of calligraphy. And I shall be your guide as we explore the expanse of the creative world. Let's not dilly-dally then, shall we? For a teacher, he's very animated. This first week, we'll be going in-depth on the history of the fundamentals of art, perhaps a little trial by fire as well, to get your creative juices flowing. There are murmurs from my classmates, though I pay them no mind. In fact, the prospect of doing some creative work to create something that I could possibly show off. For a brief moment, I picture my own name on a placard in the hallway outside the principal's office. For now, though, I'd like for you all to open up your books to page 3. Right, my book. Wait, what book? Wait. Looking around, I see that everyone else has a novel-sized hardcover book opened. Oh. They must have gotten them yesterday. Now then, class, we'll be starting with... Hesitantly, I raise my hand. Mr. Yedikin, sir. I don't have a book yet. You don't have a... How? The substitute passed all of them out yet... Oh. His eyes flicker open a second as he connects some internal dots. The word on the street is that some new kid got concussed so hard he had to leave early. Did the street at least mention I was doing well before that? Oh, of course not. You're Mr. Neco, then. Yes, sir. Given the circumstance, I'll let it slide. For now, why don't you share with one of your classmates? Are the classmates going to be a cutie? After class, I'll write you a note that you can give to the librarian. Thank you, sir. I kind of regret being so late because the only person I can realistically share with is the person to my side. So, hey. The Gator Girl! What? How convenient. The Gator Girl. Very tired looking. Wasn't she the one speeding through the hallway yesterday? Just like back then, I feel her gaze piercing and cold, as if she's not seeing me next to her. Would it be okay to share the book? It'll only be for today. Instead of a verbal response, she lets out a defeated low groan like I just spit in her cereal. She then huddles back over her page. Well, gee, sorry I asked. It's only the first real day, maybe I won't need it. Olivia, come on, share with him this one time. I already told him I'd personally resolve the issue, just help me out here, alright? Help me out here, alright? She responds by making a show of sighing deeply while rolling her head back and around. Ordinarily, there'd be a groan to go with the gesture, but she remains silent. Her head hangs low in defeat, and she nudges the book a few centimeters closer to me. Thanks. I slide my own desk closer to her, just enough that I can read the page. While our teacher orates the page as if reading from Death of a Hunter, I follow along while simultaneously trying to capture anything that stands out into my notebook. A lot more difficult than expected, as Mr. Yedikin seemed to put emphasis on every word he spoke. I felt like I was just copying the page wholesale. My eyes turned from the book to the girl's notes and... Scritch, scritch, scritch. Those are some very murderous-looking claws on her fingertips. For a split second, I see them retract. She wipes her fingertips on a small hand towel and... Whoa, the claws extend again into a bright red puddle on her desk. A singular red-colored claws pressed on her paper for a moment, then quickly tugged and twirled and twisted, leaving behind a bright red cursive sentence on the page. Cool. Those silver irises flick my way once more. What? Or what you're doing? That looks pretty cool. A hint of red creeps across the girl's cheeks. She looks back at the book and hunches her shoulders as high as she humanly dinally can. Huh? She's now leaning over her notes too, even using the book as extra protection for the pages. I should be focusing on my own notes. Yeah. An impossible task now, though, as the colorful calligraphy next to me has piqued my curiosity. The quill talon continues to delicately etch notes onto the page. and it only leaves the page to dip into what looks like tiny paint palettes. A tiny paint palette at the edge of her desk. The claws extend again, and now there's a faint rumbling. Grr. Hey. I hadn't meant to get caught up in it. Sorry, I wait for her to give me her name. The teacher said it was Olivia. She doesn't... She simply returns her focus to the book between us. I wonder what her deal is. In either case, I turn my attention back to class. I hope I can make up for lost time. It's hard to ignore the Gator, the girl, though. Especially when those icy gray eyes of hers feel like icicles poised to stab through me. Hey, wait a second. Those hand motions. She's not writing anything right now. She's drawing. Well, it's none of my business. But I am rather curious. I make a show of leaning back to yawn. Now I can see it's... Whoa, it's a calligraphic doodle of me. With his shades covering his fucking eyes. There's no mistaking it, that's my jacket and sunglasses. That's pretty cool. Nobody's ever really drawn me before. Well, there were those others on the first day of school, but that's different. They weren't using their own claws or ink. Oh man, I can't wait, I gotta ask for a closer look. Hey. Your picture is super cool, can I see it? She glares me in the eyes, but slowly brings out the sheaf she was doodling on. With the paper more visible, I can just barely make out all the important details. The line work is sharp, each stroke an organic curve that when combined formed what had to be me. It even had my glasses in the negative space of the head. Though what was with the multiple swervy lines coming out of my drawing's head? Dude, this is great. She rolls her eyes and starts retracting the page. Can I take a picture of it? I pause. Why? Nobody's ever done something like that for me. I want to remember it. And I wouldn't think it's for, but... She passes the paper over to me. It's yours. Well, really? Thanks. Don't mention it. But don't. She's nice. After a grueling period, made worse by my own anxiety, the bell rings to set us free. And then she's gone. Finally, freedom at last. Just stay for a moment longer. I get some sideways glances from the other students as they leave, no doubt suspecting I'm a teacher's pet already. With a few strokes from his pen, Iadakun hands me a note. Just show this to the librarian and she'll hand you your books. On your way now. A quick trip to the library earns me my missing books. I even got a fancy laminated library card. Iadakun's introduction to his class certainly has me excited for photography next. First stop though, lunch. Can't take pictures on an empty stomach. Between my lackluster breakfast and gym class, I'm starving. Despite my hunger though, I'm stopped dead in my tracks as I look around the cafeteria for a place to sit. The whole place is overtaken by lawless anarchy. I've never seen a riot this intense. A few students have even clawed halfway up the wall, hanging by the decorative vines. Food flies about everywhere, utilized as ammunition rather than sustenance. And yet the security guard by the door isn't moving. This must be acceptable? I shudder to think what would be bad enough to warrant him taking action. I've never seen anything like this at any of the old schools. But more importantly, all the cliques have already formed from the previous day. I missed my chance to sit with anybody. I mean, you got Damien, you fool. Wait, it's only the second day. Why am I acting as though it's too late for anything? Yo, Neco. But not me. Different kind. I mean, I was always thinking if it's incognito, then it's like it's, you know, like or incognito. Is that supposed to be something like that? I do believe. I swear it was supposed to be incognito, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm not having a brain fart right just now. I'm shoulder checked from behind by what feels like an oversized fist or undersized boulder. If I wasn't already by a wall, I would have either been sent sprawling or made into roadkill. When I turn about, I'm met with Damien's toothy grin. How? What? What, already forgot about me? You don't got anywhere to be, right? Yeah. You stuttered. Come on, we're going somewhere. May as well, right? Damien excitedly motions at me to follow through the traffic of students going about the lunchroom. Peering in through the crowd, waving me over, and disappearing again like he's outrunning something. It's a good thing I hadn't gotten my own lunch yet. It'd be dumped on the ground about 3 elbows and a slap ago. Through the clamoring, I hear something about a turf war restarting with the new year, and that megalodons will continue to rule. Somewhere mixed in is the undeniable sound of a steel chair clattering to the ground. The place is an actual war zone now. How on earth is Damien able to weave through these guys so easily? Eventually, he leads me to the far corner of the room and to his usual lunch table. Almost reminds me of the cafeteria from Snoop Game. A little bit. Hey, you're alive. I think one of my ribs is cracked. That's just the school spirit you're feeling. Oog. I feel less like a person and more like a well-used punching bag. I finish stretching my wounded back and actually check the table. It's basically empty. There's only one person here. The Gator Girl! The Gator Girl gives an unamused raised brow. Hey, you... Oh, snap, you know Olivia? Olivia, right, yeah. The one and only. Why didn't you tell me you met already? Because I only sort of did. We're in the same class. Okay, I get it now. Still, that sounds awesome. All my lunch buddies are artists. Oh yeah, there's usually a third in our group, but she's out screwing around in school business. She'll probably be back tomorrow. Student council stuff can't take that long, right? What's she needed with the student council? Oh, she doesn't need anything with the student council. She's in it. She's the treasurer. The treasurer. Something like that. What do you think, Olivia? Olivia just grunts in reply. She doesn't even bother to look up from her lunch tray. Aren't you an artist too, Damien? Nah, I don't got the patience to sit around for hours like that. So you're not taking advantage of the art programs here? Not really. Don't really need them. Home is just really close by. Only other artist here today is Olivia. His arms wave over Olivia as if he was presenting her at an auction or something. For her part, the Gator Girl just grunts again. Well, what do you do then, Olivia? Finally, she looks up, turning an indifferent look my way. Did she say something? What was that? The ambient war noises are a bit too loud. Can't hear a thing. Are they having like a scaly talk? Sir, I can't hear anything you're saying over the... Don't sweat it. She's just the real quiet type. I paint. Whoa, hey. Holy hell, her voice sounds so raspy, as if she'd never drunk a drop of water in her life. Guess I hadn't noticed before when she gave those one-syllable responses, but for someone's voice to be strained from a single shout. She furrows her brow and looks back at her lunch. So she doesn't talk much because she has a voice condition too, maybe? Oh snap, we've been standing around for a while. He sits back in his own seat and takes a huge bite of mystery meat steak. Right, food. After the workout and poor breakfast today, I'm particularly famished now. But the line. All eyes look to where the lunch line should be, and it's become a full-blown riot. Someone's got a fire extinguisher trying to stop it. I probably should have waited for you to get yours. Oops. Damien returns to his steak rather aggressively. Who am I to question dino etiquette and the act of using one's foot to anchor the food for tearing? Suddenly, the sound of squeaking rubber draws both of our attention towards Olivia. She's holding onto one of her wheels, having just skidded it across the granite floor. Oh, what's up? She tilts her head back towards the courtyard door behind us. It looks like there's a few vending machines out there. I guess I'll check them out. I leave the group behind to go try to get lunch. Not a fan of soda and chips for a meal, but it's enough for wartime survival. Hey, this thing accepts credit cards. Handy. I'm feeling like Oh, damn. Okay, we got choices. A huge fucking idiot. I'm going to get a sports drink. Pretending to be on a diet. Baked chips. Baked chips pretending to be on a diet. Baked chips are my favorite. Baked Lays are amazing. But you know how just because it's baked doesn't mean it's on fucking diet chips. You know why baked is bad too? It's the fucking vegetable oil. If vegetable oil is in the top 10 ingredients on the top of the list, top 10, top 5, vegetable oil is bad. And vegetable oil is used in all chips, even baked. Even hell, even these motherfucking bear claws. These bear claws. What is it? Wheat flour, sugars, fancy molasses. What's that? The fourth ingredient, vegetable oil. The fourth ingredient is vegetable oil. That there is more vegetable oil, which contains modified palm oil, than there are liquid whole eggs or banana flakes or salt or modified milk. And the modified milk ingredients also includes vegetable glycerin. So you got, vegetable glycerin and vegetable oil, which contains modified palm oil, in just one snack. And everything has fucking vegetable oil. The healthy and the unhealthy. If you want to avoid, and this is a Neco trivia for healthiness, just avoid vegetable oil. If a product says vegetable oil or soy protein, say fuck it. Don't eat it. Unless in just minimally, don't eat a lot of it. Because the vegetable oil is what's going to make you fat. Not the fat itself, not the saturated or trans fats too much. Those trans fats will clog your heart and shit. Or whatever's the unhealthy saturated fats. Can't remember if it's the unsaturated was the fucking healthy shit or the unhealthy shit. I can't fucking remember. That shit just clogs your hearts and arteries. And, just vegetable oil is horrible though. Absolutely horrible. But, these all sound like shitty choices. But baked chips I'll probably have to go with, because if you're hungry, soda and being hungry is a horrible fucking choice. And a sports drink, it depends if it has caffeine in it. Or if it's just, Gatorade. But, baked chips. As long as your mouth doesn't get so dry from eating that. But baked Lays and soda, good combination. I pick out a few other brands I recognize, enough to tide me over for the rest of the school day. I bend to pick up the bags from the dispenser slot and... that green chick's looking at me. She notices me gazing at her and hunches over again hurriedly. What's that all about? Alright, making new friends. I buy a few extra sodas for the table. Carrying everything back in both arms, I place them on an empty spot, sliding a can of soda to Damien. He looks at me like I had just tossed him a gold bar. Whoa, dude! The Diddle Boy's mouth open wide as he chomps on the bottom of the can, his fangs piercing the thin metal and spraying its contents down his gullet. I toss some over to Olivia as well. She eyes it as though it were booby-trapped before taking a bag of chips. Damien sighs happily as he chucks the shredded remains of his can away. Caffeinated ambrosia. What were we talking about before? Olivia's art, right. She's really good. Inky, like you wouldn't believe. Can he at least stick to a nickname? Really? Oh, totally. She's like won awards and stuff. She has. Can I see them? In fact, I could snap some glamour shots for you. No need, dude. I've already got pictures on my phone. No, hold on. I pick up my backpack from the floor, unzipping it and retrieving my beloved camera from it. I'm actually into photography. The Dino Man reaches for the well-aged DSLR, and on instinct I swat his hand away. Hey. Sorry, force habit. What do you think, Olivia? She eyes me up and down with the same furrowed brow. Aren't you the guy that ate dirt in gym yesterday? Wait, am I forced to... Am I... Are we... Wait. Wait, hang on. Okay, wait, I thought I could actually make a choice in this yep and no, but just both of them. Damien saying yep and me saying no. I get it. That's a fucking look, though. Bro. I shoot Damien a quick, dirty glance before returning to look at Olivia. That face. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad. It wasn't. And how does everyone seem to know about it? Damien looks aside sheepishly. I may have had a hand spreading the story around. I thought it would be funny. Or he thought it was funny. Don't worry, though. Everyone has some kind of embarrassing story. One time I got my frills stuck in the bathroom stall. I didn't need to know that. Wait. My frills. Neck frills? Not some kind of... You don't have pube frills, do you? Is that how it works? That's a weird mental image I'm picturing. Where your pants are down, you're this guy, and you have pube frills akin to his neck flaps. Weird mental image. Alright, moving on. I didn't even know that. It took him an hour to get it out. See, everybody's got something. Olivia pops a chip into her jaws, her face looking out to nowhere as if she's thinking of something. Damien leans close to me. One of his frills extends to hide from Olivia. Dude, I haven't seen her talk this much during lunch since last year. She said 3 things and one of them was a grunt. Why the secrecy? It's like a secret meeting. Those are cool. Uh-huh. But yeah, this is something else. She's really warming up to you, I can tell. The gator's into humans? Nice. He sits back down properly. Okay, I'm just curious about if getting soda. It didn't matter. Alright, well, it didn't change their dialogue, at least from any relative point of view, so... Honestly, this whole thing is a little creepy. She's probably not a bad person to talk to, but Damien isn't helping any. As eager as I am to make new friends this year, this is definitely not how I thought it would pan out. Maybe it's best that I get through lunch quickly and quietly. At least I have a spot to sit during lunch, not like I'd have any other options. There you are, wait, there you are, Inco, Ben. A voice rings out to greet me, which catches our attention. With a gay boy, I see a familiar bespectacled face walk over to us with a lunch tray in his hands. Yeah. Glad to see that you've made it to lunch this time. I'm like calling Ben the gay boy. The little fucking... He's got that femboy face going on. Oh, hey, Ben, I'm guessing you and... Wait. Did I miss this text out? Glad to see that you've made it to lunch this time. Oh, hey, Ben, I'm guessing you and Anki here already met. Introduced myself after I bumped into him the other day. Speaking of bumps, you should have seen Anki here yesterday. Damien lets out a cackle and slaps me in the back, igniting the gym pains in my body and almost knocking my glasses off. Ben gives a concerned half smile. This must be my eternal torment for the rest of the semester. Yeah, about yesterday. Ben looks down the aisle of chatting students and signals to someone with his head. Standing 10 feet away from us is an imposing-looking dinosaur girl with blonde hair, crimson scales, and sporting a fiery red leather jacket. Is it the girl that was in the hallway that I said was hot? Ben motions for her to come closer with a soft smile on his face and nod. And she smiles back, though her own is noticeably strained. I'm going to assume he's going to get the girl that, made me eat shit and then apologize, maybe. Yep, Mia. Okay, I'm here. She slowly makes her way over, and I notice how some of the students begin to quiet down as she passes by them. Is she the hot one? It's a different character. But good enough. You can say if she's hot or not. It's up to you guys. Let me know. Do you think this is hot? Not a stegosaurus, though. I wouldn't know. Shark? I have no idea. Somewhere in me, a synapse connects her face to me Tasting bright red rubber yesterday. I really wish it hadn't. Inco, Mia here has something to say to you. Mia stays silent, but strides the last couple steps rigidly to stand right in front of me. She sucks in air through her teeth. Sorry. The corner of the girl's lips start to rise. I didn't mean to knock your lights out. Damn, with an L pose? Come on, what? Behind her, I noticed Ben wincing. The girl lets out a laugh and lays an arm around my shoulder, her smile growing wide once more. Everyone, the Gator girl's just like watching on, how's this going to pan out? Heat creeps along my face as her muzzle nears my ear, especially when a puff of hot air blows by the lobe. The heat is torn away, though, when I feel her fingers dig roughly into my shoulder and her sharp hiss of a whisper scrapes my eardrum. That ball was me being nice, Baldy. Screw the class over again and I'll fucking end you. Nodding and understanding, Mia pushes away from me with a small cheer. See, all clear now, Benny boy. Mia, that's not quite... Ah, boo, you know how I am. Her eyes flutter as she looks his way. Yes, I know, but you promised you would be nicer, I know, and I was. So I'll be seeing you later tonight, Benny. Just like we promised. What did he offer her? What? Ben, what did Ben offer? I'd be into her. I can't lie. I do like a rough girl where I can say, I can fix her. I can fix that. I could fix that. I really could. I have confidence I'd be able to fix that. Sergal powers, you could say. Sergals have moves. We have, as I wiggle my fingers together in a money rub for some reason, we have moves, to say at the very least. She waves us off collectively and backs into the crowd, vanishing before either of us could fully process her words and actions. Damien nudges my side. Dude, I think she likes you. Ben sighs. Sorry about that, Inco. I heard earlier about what happened at PE and connected the dots. I don't know, nobody told you to mess with, but whatever. He's just trying to be nice. Even if it is being a fucking micromanaging, I don't know. You know, sometimes we call those people like, foremans. They like to try to pretend like they're the managers, but they're just people that give directions to workers, but they're not really high positioned themselves kind of things. Student body foremans. Mia comes off as rough around the edges, but she's actually really sweet. I'll talk to her about it more later. I am sure you will, for whatever owing that he made. It sounds like they suggested they made a compromise or a barter of Ben having her apologize if Ben does something, and we don't know what that promise is yet. You and her, huh? Yeah, since the start of... Okay, they're dating. Since the start of high school, makes sense. The classic jock and nerd pairing. Sounds like you're living the dream. You know it. But yeah, I'm sorry your first impression of her isn't ideal. It's fine, it was just a dodgeball, not like she was looking to do something. Yeah. Damien. Damien looks up from the rest of his meal, having selectively heard his name. Could you not spread rumors around about your fellow classmates? No worries, Neco and I are cool. It's gonna be weird being that they're like saying a word that is similarly pronounced to my own name, but it's nothing to do with me. That still doesn't make it right. Sure, yes, sir, yeah. He gives Ben a lazy salute. Ben merely sighs as he places his tray on the table and makes himself comfortable on the seat next to me. As he settles in, Ben notices my camera still out on the table. Oh, is this your camera, Inco? Huh? Oh yeah, I was showing it to Damien and Olivia earlier. May I? I feel my instincts kick in for a moment before remembering that Ben also works with a camera. Sure, have a look. I watch as Ben gingerly picks up the camera and gives it a thorough inspection. I must say, as far as standard DSLRs go, yours is of very good quality. It's nothing too special, really, just something I picked up a while back. Well, you have good taste in camera models. He hands me back my camera, to which I place it back into my backpack. not going to show Damien, I guess. Thanks. With something like that, it'd be easy to get some great shots. Well, I do have a small collection in my portfolio drive. A portfolio? Ah, man, I'd only just got mine a month ago. I bet you've got like a dozen pieces to choose from for the New Year's art contest. I'm sure we know nothing about that. The what? He missed that announcement. What announcement? The school has an annual art contest at the start of every new year. The winner gets a small cash prize, but the bigger prize is the fact that the winner's piece is submitted for publication in a couple big-time magazines. There goes Olivia. Oh, wow. That sounds awesome. Of course, that also means a lot of students plan ahead and work all summer for something to submit. Did you do anything for it, Ben? You know it. Well, good luck, Liz said she'd turn in the perfect piece yesterday. Who's Liz? Not Olivia, right? Okay, now I'm interested. Finally a chance to show my real skill at something I'm good at. Hey, Olivia, could help you out with your shots and her art. You two could actually totally win. Right, Olivia? Olivia. We all turn our heads to Olivia only to realize that she's disappeared. When did she leave? Confused, I scan around the cafeteria and my eyes manage to spot her through the crowd of students. She's rolling away towards the cafeteria doors and quickly. Just like that, I lose sight of her as fast as I had seen her. I turn to look at Damien and Ben. Damien not only looks puzzled, but also disappointed for some reason. Ben, meanwhile, well, he almost looks annoyed that Olivia left. She doesn't like crowds, I'd take it. Ben coming became a little bit of a crowd. I can guess the personality and the reasoning behind it. I can understand it at a personal level. Guess she hasn't changed. So it seems. The venomous sting to his words makes me feel like there's more going on than I'm aware of. I decide not to pry into it and instead bring the conversation back. I still want to try. You can upload your submission on the school's website. Oh, then I'll need an account. You don't have one? Don't think so. I've been told they'll get me that stuff by the end of the week. Sounds about right. Truthfully, it takes maybe 5 minutes at most to deal with that. Then why the wait? Nobody wants to deal with it. Guess I'll wait then. Ben scratches the side of his head. I think there's someone in the Stuco that can help you out, actually. It's the treasurer's duty today. So that's where Liz ended up. I don't know any names, so maybe. Guess I'll get to meet Liz sooner rather than later. Think I'll take care of that before lunch is over then. See you in class, Ben. Sure thing. Later, Damien. Deuces, man. Tell Liz I said hi. Alright, who the hell is this Liz person? Have I met them before? I grab some of the leftover snacks from the table and my backpack and head out of the cafeteria. Finally, I can show off my skills. Show that I'm just as capable an artist as anyone else here. Hello, my god, I've been going... I think it's a good time to stop. I'll assume it's just going to keep going, rather than me keep going until the entire day is over, but a good point of stopping there. We got a good amount of progress, and especially I like the visual novel, since if I can at least start and finish a whole recording, I usually don't have any kind of like time skips where I make mistakes or I say something I shouldn't, and then, you know, you have like the YouTuber skip edits that you normally see where it's just like, oh, well, they made a mistake, and you see them skip frames because they're deleting what they said and replaced it with something that they said that was better off in their mind, and how usual or how common skip cuts might be for certain YouTubers. Well, for me, I'm just like, the less skips, the better. I'll just speak perfectly, or at least in a way that I don't find embarrassing from the get-go. The least editing needed, the better. Just full-on talking, or full-on dialogue, full-on discussion, full-on theorizing, or full-on thought-sharing, or full-on, I feel like I need to rant my wisdom to my viewers. But, you know, it's always one or the other. I don't like having too much silence unless the silence is necessary for immersing into a scene, like something spooky is about to happen. We're entering an empty building and the tension is high. Then I'll shut the fuck up. But otherwise, I feel like, you know, having a nice consistent, congruent, fluid conversation start to finish is just perfect. That's just my style. But either way, I hope you enjoyed and look forward to more. And if you are and have been enjoying, please leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button, become a fellow subscriber, hit the notification down below for updates on my videos. Thank you for watching, and until the next time.